Hi, David Gregg here with the Rhode Island Natural History Survey. We're going to go on a tour of the Artists on Expeditions art exhibit. This exhibit opened a couple of weeks ago, and if you are able to make it here to the office, we're open more or less weekdays 9 to 5. You can come and look at the exhibit yourself. It's free. But if you can't, you can watch the tour right here on YouTube. The Rhode Island Natural History Survey presents videos to showcase the animals, plants, geology, and natural systems that surround us, and the people and organizations working to understand and conserve them. Let's see who's working in here. Say hi to the people.
Hi, people.
Every year we put up an exhibit of art that's been loaned to us by members and friends, and it's called Artists on Expeditions. Brian O'Connor is a retired woodworker and lifelong fly fisherman. He and others began to notice climate change-induced effects on local streams and on the populations of native brook trout. This led him and others to form an advocacy group, Protect Rhode Island Brook Trout, in an effort to step up conservation actions for brook trout and the cold water ecologies they need to thrive. You can find the work of another fishy artist, Andrea Peitsch, in the lobby. Andrea says that getting outside and observing nature temporarily relieves the challenges of being human. Sticking with the fish theme, this is Three-Dimensional Shark by David Chatowsky. This picture was part of last year's show. You can watch David paint this picture on the recording of his cable access show. For this year, David's brought us a new painting, Calf and the Cycle of Life. David was the artist who brought us Visions of My Youth, which was featured in the 2020 art exhibit. Ava Varszegi is a Providence-based illustrator who graduated from RISD in 2017. She's brought us this beautiful pen and ink of a duck skull, and we've displayed it next to our exhibit case, also featuring skulls. Ava also brought us these beautiful watercolor and colored pencil drawings of a honeybee and a hoverfly. Hoverflies are a personal favorite of data clerk George Christie and Executive Director David Gregg. Artist Thea Ernest attended the 2022 BioBlitz. There, she encountered the Beetle Guy, Raul Ferreira. Thea also brought us these 5 beautiful illustrations. They include 2 scenes from Colt State Park and fishing boats in Warren, as well as a taxidermied coyote at Roger Williams Park Museum. This is the work of artist Amy White. You might have enjoyed her sequined pictures that hung in last year's show. This year she's brought us 4 new pictures. They feature Rhode Island's official state shell, flower, coral, and bird, quahog, violet, northern star coral, and Rhode Island red chicken, respectively. Once again this year we're really fortunate to have work by Melissa Guillet. Melissa works in a variety of media, and last year you might have seen her exhibit featuring nature sounds and the human sounds that they resemble. This year's series, Indigenous Moons, is part of a calendar addressing environmental actions, with each month focusing on the role nature plays at that time. These works include Turtle, Hunter Moon, Wolf Moon, Dandelion and Bombus Impatiens, Sturgeon Moon, Harvest Moon, and Beaver Moon. You can also see this work, Moon, by Melissa's 15-year-old daughter, Autumn McIntyre. This year's contributions by artist Ava Rothwell were painted at the BioBlitz along the East Bay Bike Path in June of 2022. These two watercolors by Linda Lapin are called Remembered Landscapes, Ninigrit and Trust 'em. A perennial in our show is watercolor artist and science illustrator Frances Topping. Here, an invasive black swallowwort twines up a common milkweed. In this older piece by Topping, a peregrine falcon sizes up the pigeons in Providence. Retired schoolteacher Anne Bianchi has been bringing us her colorful interpretations of natural scenes for several years. This year, her pictures include bumblebees and dragonflies. Artist Melissa Hughes is new to our show. She brings her camera with her on walks and makes watercolors and prints from the photos that inspired her the most. This photo, by survey data clerk George Christie, features a halictid bee on a calendula flower being photobombed by a tiny fly. It's placed in juxtaposition with this slice through the trunk of an eastern cottonwood that used to grow on URI's main campus. If you come to look at the art exhibit, what else is up around the survey offices? Well, here's a case of minerals from the collection of the late Mike Curran. Mike was on the board of the Natural History Survey and a curator at Roger Williams Park Museum. There's also this panel of the mammals of the Saugatucket River. Each cutout is to the same scale, so you can see how big a weasel is compared to a mink, compared to a fisher. We also have, decorating the wall in our conference room, this painting by Janet Malenfant. Well, that's about it. I hope you enjoyed this tour of the 2023 Artists on Expeditions exhibition. Stop by and see it anytime the office is open. It's free. If you're coming from a distance, you might want to call ahead and make sure somebody's going to be here. Hope to see you soon. Natural History Survey videos are made possible through the generous contributions of members and friends. Want to help us do more environmental science and conservation? Hit the like button, share our videos with your circle, subscribe, or make a financial contribution on our website, ranhs.org, or through Patreon. Thanks, and see you out there.